The Singapore Chess Federation says the attendance at the World Chess Championship held in Singapore was way beyond expectations. More than 7,000 fans turned up across the 14 days for the tournament at Resorts World Sentosa. The chess world has crowned its youngest ever world champion, an 18-year-old Gukesh Dommaraju. He defeated 32-year-old Ding Liren from China. Nicolas Ng with this report.
This was the moment Gukesh Dommaraju knew he was to become the world chess champion. But he describes the win as unexpected, as the final 14th game of the series looked like it was going to end in a draw. A Ding Liren mistake and Gukesh pounced, eventually prevailing 7.5 to 6.5. The 18-year-old becomes India's second world champion. Gukesh was perhaps surprised by the victory and the crowd in attendance.
Whenever I came to the game or when I was leaving the game, I could see fans cheering and little kids waiting for autographs and stuff like that. And it's really inspiring to see that. And I really hope this match in Singapore will mean a lot for the local chess community.
He's already left a deep impression on at least one young fan.
Gukesh is one of my favorite players. The way he plays, that inspires me to work hard and play well.
I'm confident that Singapore will enjoy the inflow of kids, amateurs into chess. More people will play recreationally, but some kids will start serious training, and I can forecast that you will not wait for long to have another GM, grandmaster here in Singapore.
Singapore currently has 5 grandmasters and a woman grandmaster. One of them happens to be the CEO of the Singapore Chess Federation. He says the event has brought a surge of interest with it and hopes to ride the wave of popularity in the years to come.
We are so happy to see so many chess fans come and yes, the attendance has gone way beyond our expectation. We certainly hope that we can do something in the next coming years, especially maybe events for the people with disabilities, as well as events for young children.
And for this teenager, he will be defending his title in 2026.
Oh, Grandmaster Kevin Goh, you just heard him there. He joins us in the studio. Now, an overwhelmingly large turnout across the 14 days. But for you, it wasn't just the number, it was the actual mix of those who turned up for this event.
Yes, it was really gratifying for me to see the really nice mix of demographics that turned out. So we see lots of young children coming. We have kids as young as 5-year-olds queuing up to take an autograph from his hero. We also have a nice mix, veteran players coming back when they have retired from chess to sort of get back into the chess scene. Lots of foreigners flew in just to join us for the event, so that was really fun to watch.
All right, you are talking to someone who really knows nothing, but in the short exchange we had, I asked clearly a very stupid question. Clearly, surely the earlier games would be less popular, but you said the very way in which chess is played, every game, if you really care about the outcome, matters because you do not want to miss anything can happen in the 14 games. Is there anything you can do, assuming you want to encourage more people to turn up, to take an interest in chess, to structure the competition anyway or improve any part of the facilities to bring more people in, as you have expressed that hope earlier?
Wow, that's a really nice question. I think the format of the match is as such, and the history of the World Chess Championship has always been based on tension being built among several games. So even though there were several draws, for example, in the first 5 to 6 games, the tension tends to build up because you could start to see mistakes creeping into the players' games. And I think the audience could sense that, and that will build up the excitement, and they will come for the next few games as well.
So in the final game, in which we saw the youngest ever champion, or emerge as champion, earlier we read in the report, it was expected to go to a draw, but a mistake was then made, which then saw Ding Liren having to concede to the 18-year-old gentleman from India. How does this work?
Yeah, that took us completely by surprise, to be completely honest. So all of us, we were sort of planning for the next day. We were heading straight for a tiebreaker, and we were trying to work out a comms plan actually to try to let the public
plan,
know.
What's that? Oh, communications.
A communications plan, yeah, to let the public know how they can come to watch the tiebreaker. And all of a sudden, that one mistake happened.
So tiebreaker it would be a continuation or be a separate day. What does a tiebreaker mean in this kind of chess competition?
Yeah, that would involve faster time controls on the next day. So the players will not play at the classical time control, which can take hours. If in such faster time controls, it can take maybe 30 minutes a game. So that quickens the reaction time from the players, which also makes for more exciting viewership.
So the very fact that it was so uncertain made it more exciting.
Yeah, precisely.
All right, you could have had to announce a completely different rescheduling of the competition, and in fact, that did not happen.
Yeah, that was something that we planned in advance. So we anticipated that could be a scenario, and then that kind of like a bombshell happened, and all of a sudden the match was over.
All right, the headline was this is the youngest chess champion, and again, in my mind, I imagined that kind of chess, the kind of mind that wins in a chess game. So extreme concentration, extreme agility. Surely the younger the better. I mean, obviously not 5, but maybe 12 or 13. But you were saying there's a balance. So what you gain in terms of neurological ability, you might lose in terms of lack of experience. So what does it take to be a champion?
I think first of all, you need a lot of passion and love for the game, because that can inspire you to really put in the hours. You need a lot of hard work. You need that experience. You need to study the games played by world chess champions, and there's a lot of them. You need a lot of time for that and a lot of patience. You also need that mental fortitude, because things can go wrong in a match, and yeah, you just need to fight back when the odds are against you. So there's just so many factors that you can balance that out between the concept of age and experience.
What's the interest like here in Singapore? Hosting this here, did you seeing this firsthand, do you think that's likely to encourage sustained interest beyond just 5-minute interest from Singapore young people? Certainly?
I think definitely we have to work towards a continuous plan to build on the momentum. We have seen growing interest from young children learning the game. In this year, we practically broke every single record in our scholastic events, and we hope to continue this progress next year by implementing new programs and new initiatives.
All right, so final question here. Your hopes in that direction, developing chess in Singapore?
Well, my dream is just to have chess being played in every household. So that's something that is obviously a very long-term plan, but it's a dream that we can all aspire towards.
All right, better to aspire. Good to have hope. Thank you very much indeed,
Thank you so much.
Mr. Kevin Goh, chess grandmaster, also Singapore Chess Federation CEO. Thanks for joining us this evening.